Hey guys, so I've been noticing something going on in the YouTube community that is making me really happy. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of what happened after Charlie uploaded his I'm Scared video. So many people did responses to that. And then a couple days ago I saw that Meekakitty did a response to Zoella's video about her panic attacks and anxiety, and that's just incredible to me. Because for a while the general trend was that the bigger channels were kind of separating from the community and just becoming their own sort of enterprising businesses, and this just, you know, humanizes them as people, and it's really cool for me to see. But if you can't tell by the title of this video, this is going to be a response to Meekakitty's response to Zoella, her video. Both of them talked about how having anxiety and panic attacks, and I'm not necessarily going to talk about that, but I do want to talk about other things in my life. One, because of the trend of video responses becoming a thing again. I really want to kind of jump on that and really try and, you know, make that a thing again. And two, because I've been planning on making a video that is very personal for a while now. And originally I was going to be planning on doing it like 3 weeks from now when Project for Awesome is going on, but the timing with, you know, this response seems to be right to do it now. Primarily because I've been having a rough couple of weeks in my life, and I, you know, want a way to kind of share that with you guys. And to be honest, I'm really not in the mood to be all perky Connor right now. So I thought I would just be honest with you guys. Just kind of tell you a bit of my story. Not only for, you know, for myself to kind of get it off my chest, but also, you know, to maybe help some of you guys out. But like I was saying earlier, I don't necessarily suffer from panic attacks and anxiety. I do suffer from the occasional anxiety, you know, issues, but primarily my issues are surrounded by depression. For the better part of the last year and a half, I have been in treatment for a number of things, but primarily, you know, involving my depression. One of the things that I kind of find ironically funny about this is that I absolutely am the cliche of the depressed comedian, you know, the guy who's like always funny in front of people, but there's, you know, a lot more to him. And I kind of hate that, because I hate really anything cliche, and the fact that I am the epitome of one is pretty funny, but also like, But I thought I'd talk a little bit about what it is that I'm feeling, in hopes that, you know, maybe some of you guys can relate to it. Not only to sort of, you know, get it off my chest and talk to you guys, but to also just, you know, be honest and sort of start a discussion, start a conversation, because, you know, at the end, that's what this is that we do here. You know, whether it's me being super funny, you know, trying to get you guys to laugh or something, or whether it's me, you know, doing music or whatever, the goal of this is to communicate something to an audience and have that audience be able to communicate back. So I guess I'll kind of start talking about a little bit of my history. I do have a family history of, you know, psychological issues and that sort of thing, so I've just been inclined to that sort of thing from birth. And around my senior year of high school is when sort of that chemical imbalance kind of began to emerge and become an issue in my life. Because for all intents and purposes, my life has been absolutely incredible. I've had a great family. I've been given so much. My high school career went incredibly well. I had great friends. I was in activities that I really loved and was passionate about. But at the same time, I still always felt a little bit off. Like everything that I would do somehow was not up to snuff, was somehow not good enough. And those three words, not good enough, have kind of been sort of the defining, you know, mantra to my life. Because I put an extreme amount of pressure on myself to perform at the highest level possible. To the point that even if I succeed, you know, I always try to find that, yeah, but, like, yeah, you did this well, but you didn't do as well as you could have done. And that is something that I struggle with to this day, is just not thinking that what I do, what I produce, is good enough. Like, even with the video that I've done, for the most part, after I'm done editing a video, I will hate that video. And part of that is, yes, because I've been spending hours working on that, potentially even days, but, you know, usually when I'm exporting a video, I'm not too excited about it. And that is, again, because I put so much pressure on myself to not necessarily be perfect, but to be as close to it as I possibly can be. And while it doesn't necessarily derive its cause, you know, purely from depression as a thing, it is something that contributes to that when I start to feel down. Because the way that clinical depression works, at least in my case, is that, you know, it's not like I'm always sad or anything, or that my baseline emotion is always just like, bleh, and I'm always dragging. Really what it is that my emotions are kind of out of sync with how I should be feeling in the real world. Because it's not like I don't get happy. When I'm at my worst, and something good happens, I will get extremely happy. In my personal case of depression, the highs are extremely high, but on the converse, the lows are extremely low. And typically my life will be just sort of like this fluctuating sine wave between happiness and sadness, and a lot of times it will have nothing to do with the situation that's going on. For the last couple weeks, for example, I have not felt good about things. And while there are some real life circumstances that are contributing to that, I should not be feeling this upset. When you look at what clinical depression is, at, you know, at the chemical level, there is literally a chemical imbalance that is affecting my mood. And I'm not reacting the way I should be naturally. And when I get in these funks, primarily what will happen is I just kind of feel like I am an observer of the world around me, that somehow I'm in this bubble and everything that's happening is happening completely separate of me, and all I am is just sort of on this island that is just like this invisible barrier keeping me from everyone else. It kind of reminds me of, if any of you have seen the movie Fight Club or read the book Fight Club, when he's talking about insomnia, how he just kind of feels like the world is always distant to him. That's exactly what I feel like. And days drag on forever, and to the point that when I get in my worst moods, when I wake up in the morning, I do not want to get out of bed. And that's one of the most upsetting things for me when I'm going through these sort of phases of, you know, being upset versus being happy or whatever. It's like when I wake up in the morning, I don't want to do the day. And that is such an upsetting feeling in and of itself, because my rational brain is telling me, you know, I have all these things to do today, but I don't feel like doing anything. So I'll be awake, and the fact that, you know, my rational brain is essentially yelling at me to sort of get up and do something with your life, yet I cannot do that. I cannot get myself out of bed to go do something. It is just, it's a vicious cycle that kind of snowballs on itself and leads me to just feeling really, really down and eventually just not doing anything. For those of you who've been watching me for a while, when I went away to school last year, I was not really that consistent at all with making videos. And part of that was, yes, because I was busy with school or whatever, but for the most part, what that was is my depression. Because I love doing this. This is something that I love doing probably more than I've loved doing anything else in recent memory. I can't really think of many other things that I love doing more than this. Things got so bad for me last year that I just couldn't even bring myself to make videos. And there were periods of time where I wouldn't make videos for like 2-3 months because all I would feel like doing is just laying in my bed and doing nothing, and that is such an awful feeling. I'm sure some of you guys can relate to that. But every time I upload a video, but I'm so glad that I got back into doing this and doing this consistently, because you guys, the awesome army, do more for me than you could possibly know. I'm getting a little emotional right now, but you guys, than you possibly can know, you guys do so much for me. The support that you give me, it keeps me going in a lot of ways, and I cannot express my gratitude enough for that. Thank you guys for watching this video, watching me share a bit about myself. Again, as this is a video response, I encourage you to leave video responses, leave me comments, and message me or whatever, because really what I want to do here is generate a conversation. I'm not trying to do this to get you guys to feel sorry for me or whatever. I'm trying to do this to sort of, you know, get a conversation started so that, you know, when people have issues, they don't have to deal with them alone. Because dealing with issues alone it's lonely. As for lack of a better, you know, explanation for that. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I will see you guys on Friday with a typical Considerably Awesome video, so I won't be all gloomy on Friday. But yeah, I'm gonna go. As always, I'm Connor Manning, and you just become a little more awesome, and I will see you guys on Friday.